Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Aussie Tech Head's Christmas episode. It's episode 515, 22nd of December 2016. So I hope you're all having a good week and it's not going too crazy, getting a park at the shops. And I heard the other day that they've actually, when you go to the tip, these little refuge stations, they got guards there now over Christmas. Apparently people get a bit aggro, saying that people take their spots and everything. At the tip of all places. But anyway.
Depends on...
But anyway.
Get your presents from somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is right. Look, we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au, and you can get us on the TuneIn Radio app across platform. Just search for Aussie Tech Radio. It's a 24/7 back-to-back, wall-to-wall tech podcast. Yes, they do repeat. And it all depends how many are produced through the week that we put up in the playlist. So if you've got a tech podcast you want in the playlist, give me an email, glenn@aussietechheads.com.au. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Aussie Techheads, and YouTube. The show is recorded with a video camera. Woohoo! Yeah, one of those things. And the video is up on youtube.com/Aussie Techheads.
It's actually a potato, but
What do you normally record the video with?
I just like lots of stills, and I just flick it through,
Oh, that's like those missing Doctor Who episodes.
Oh, they're the ones. They're the ones. Yes, and as you heard, look, we have got Jason, and for a while we haven't heard this man, Will. Will, I think that's him. How you going, Will?
Hooly dooly.
How you
No
doing,
way.
mate?
Good. What's been going on?
It's been a while. Oh, just...
Life?
Well, I don't know. It's been a blur, actually.
Yes. Yeah, just work and life. Work and kids is hard, isn't it?
It's just going... And the problem is now that we've literally moved 15 minutes, or not even, it's 12 minutes up the road from where we used to live. And suddenly I'm getting home an hour later every day.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but
Oh yeah, that's how it happens. That's when are you breaking up? Well, let's get Jace on there first. How you going, Jace?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here too. Very good.
you've been here before.
Yeah. Anything new with you?
Got a house.
Cool. That's old news. That's so last week.
I'll tell you what though, I've been researching internets and apparently the best ISP to go with is Sky Mesh. Who's heard of that? Hands up. Nobody, right?
Sky Mesh. Is that in the movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's Skynet.
Oh.
My sister's with Skymesh.
What was that?
She like it?
The problem is they're on satellite and they've got a VoIP phone. So there's like a 4-second latency between the conversations.
I see people complaining about the satellite, but that's all NBN.
That's the satellite. There's nothing you can do about
Everybody's going to be the same. It's not the provider. But yeah, everyone's just going off about how Sky Mesh is the best ISP. They've got Australia support. They don't count Netflix in your downloads.
Nice.
They don't count a lot of stuff, actually.
Yeah, and also, if you're like, well, I can see you've got a bunch of plans there, but none of them suit me. I would prefer, to have 5 gigs during the day and 1 gig overnight. They're like, yeah, okay, that'll be... and give you a price and say, that's your plan. You just pick whatever you want.
So satellite, so you can do satellite, NBN fiber, fixed wireless. Yeah.
Yeah, they do the whole lot. I know the plan that my sister's on at the moment because they're still building the house, but they wanted some way to communicate while they're out at the block. So they said, look, we don't actually have a house yet. We've got power out there. What can you do? And they said, well, if you can put the tin roof on so we can put the satellite dish up, and if you can put a cupboard in or a gun safe or a filing cabinet or something in where we can put the equipment out of the weather, you can have it.
Right.
Done.
Yes.
So then they've got internet and Wi-Fi out there, which means that they're out in the middle of nowhere, but it means they've got some way of communicating now, whereas before there was no phone signal or anything. But every other provider said, no, can't do anything till the house is signed off and sealed and delivered and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, look...
Ridiculous.
Yeah, look, this could be this could be a quick episode this week because of being Christmas. There's not too many stories around, but I do have one story, and that is to do with the NBN. Funnily enough, the NBN. Yeah, so while we're talking, we can go back to Sky Mesh if you like, but I was just going to say that NBN has abandoned the 3-year construction plan it pledged to update every quarter in favour of an address checkout web function which removes the mention of the type of fixed line technology you will receive. So the site...
That's the Apple method we were talking about last week, where you're like, how long's my battery got to go? Oh, yeah, we just took that icon out because people would get cranky about
Cranky.
it, and the battery indicator was a bit wonky. And where we said that your new battery on the 2016 laptops would get 10 hours, and you're telling us only 4. Don't worry, we got rid of that indicator, so now you not know, and the NBN's doing the same.
Yeah.
You want to know when it's coming? We used to say it was coming next March, but now we're not sure, so we just took all of the indicators off, so now you just don't actually know.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
not only that,
rubbish.
they've taken the technology off as well. So you don't even know what technology you're going to get. Or before they'd say, oh, you're going to get fibre to the premises or whatever. Now it just says, congratulations, you at some point in the future are going to be able to get this.
Yeah.
Did you see that hilarious article where this guy had been waiting for NBN for ages, and they put it on the verge across the road from where he lived? So he emailed NBN Co and said, hey, I see that you've got that. When can I connect to it? I really want to connect to it. It's just... And they're like, no, we're not sure. He's like, but I just saw them. They installed the box right across the street from where I live. It'd be awesome because I'll get fast speed. They said, oh, hang on. And a couple of days later, they picked up the box and moved it 40 feet down the road away from his house because he said he wanted to connect to it. They said, sorry, you can't connect to it now.
Oh, no. That wasn't the same guy that hurls his 4G dongle up into the tree.
After the tree.
Could have been. But
God.
look, something
You hate that.
something I suppose you could have some look forwardness to is that the NBN does say that everyone will have it by 2020. So that's just 13 years too late.
By everyone, they mean like 90% of the population. That's what everyone covers these days.
Some kind of NBN, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
NBN to everyone like it was before, fixed. It's all going to be wireless.
All they've done in some places now is they've relabeled ADSL and they've called it the NBN.
Oh. And
Because like they were trying to get away with doing that in Evans Head because the fastest they've got down there is ADSL 1 and they don't want to spend the money in the exchange for such a small population. So they were trying to relabel it as NBN and saying everybody's got the NBN. Unfortunately, 2 of the councillors are like 2 really high-end tech guys who have multiple technical corporations. And they went, no, that's not the way this works.
Nice try, Bucko.
yeah. But look, it's just a bit crazy, isn't it? So, look, the NBN 2020, yeah, I don't know. Why can't it just be now? Like, just get on with
Well,
it.
our whole town here is fixed NBN to your house, so I can't really complain. You know, I got annoyed at the government all the time. Oh, NBN's not coming, but I'm going to have it, so...
Screw the rest of us.
Yeah.
You've got it.
Yeah, I've got the
Suffering
hybrid.
jobs.
I've got the
Yours not too
hybrid,
bad,
which
right?
is it's fibre to the it's fibre to the Ipswich, and then it's copper trunk line from Ipswich to Rosewood, and then we're on the original copper, like the 50s copper, 40s, 50s that was put in here. So it actually sucks a lot because just the old copper. The technology itself does a pretty good job, but the copper's so bad. And the crappy Telstra routers that they give you, like I just haven't had. I've got a good quality router, and Telstra are transparent. They'll give you all the settings so you can set up your own router, which is really good because they're one of the few companies that do that. Most companies.
So
don't.
this is an NBN router.
Yeah.
Yep.
The NBN modem thing.
Yep.
Because you don't have the.
Yep.
If you've got fibre, you'll have 2. You'll have a modem that comes into the premises, and then the router that works off that. Because if you're just on a hybrid, you'll just have a straight router. But it's so crap. It reboots itself at least 4, 5, 6 times a day, at least.
Well, at least you know you're getting a fresh connection each time.
I had
wouldn't mind.
TPG wired in NBN go out 4 times today. I had to keep rebooting the modem. Eventually, it'd come back after about 10 minutes, and then I could work again. And then, you know, now that a couple of hours later, the NBN went away. I don't know what's happening. TPG, wake up.
I wouldn't mind if they had a decent router. The problem with this router is that it takes anywhere up to 10 minutes to reboot. And it actually has mechanical relays in it. You can physically hear the router clicking on and off every time it's trying to connect to the line.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
Nobody's used mechanical relays in 20 years.
You love it. They put them there just for you. Have you still got your 4G phone?
Yeah.
No signal.
The unlimited one.
Yep.
Oh,
Not enough
jeez.
signal though.
Oh,
No, I've only got HSDPA here.
So they probably don't even have transistors in there. They got valves, right?
Well, it's like it takes long enough for the valves to warm up.
They
It's
got to
just
warm up.
that's why it's so hot in your
I think-
house.
You should open it up and have a look inside there.
I might find something worth the money in there.
Yeah.
But,
So NBN is slowly chugging its way around Australia, and yeah, heaven forbid it gets into a capital city, eh? Like, geez.
I was actually talking to our local councillor here, who's actually a really decent person, surprisingly. I don't know what they are. I don't know what denomination they belong to, but they're a nice enough guy.
Independent.
And could well be actually out here. And I was chatting to him at the takeaway. He was getting fish and chips, and I was saying, when the NBN was first launched, how they proposed how they could roll it out in a year with this technology of fighting the optic through the waterways and stuff like that. And he's like, no, I know nothing about it. And he gave my phone number and stuff, and he went and looked back, and he actually dug back through the archives of the NBN history that he's got, and he goes, you know what? He said, that would have been done and dusted 6 or 7 years ago. It would have been paid for 3 times over already.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all rubbish.
Politics, man. It's all politics.
Mm.
But it wasn't even that. It was the fact that whoever was in charge of the NBN back when that decision was made didn't even put it to the vote. They just said no straight up because apparently nobody else has ever heard of this.
Well, I know the Gold Coast was doing some NBN from the tram tracks or something. It was really crazy. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, but only when the tram goes past.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Ethernet over tram.
Well, they do have network over power line,
network over tram. Not.
like long distance. It's quite a feasible solution. The problem is in Australia that emergency services actually piggyback off the power lines. Their radios, their UHFs and stuff that they carry on them actually all piggyback off power lines. So they can be out in the middle of nowhere. As long as there's a power line within 2 or 3 k's, they can actually get signal on their sets. So our power lines are actually already in use. Otherwise, we could do it that way.
It says here, I've just found this article. The Gold Coast ratepayers, that's me, but I still won't get nothing, will fork out almost $4 million to bring high-speed internet to a section of the city. A job the national broadband should have done. So, yeah, sick of waiting for the NBN, yes. Gold Coast City Council to pay $3.6 million to lay its own fibre optic cable to ensure the city is not left red-faced when the 2018 Commonwealth Games roll into town. So there you go. It's going to be at the Griffith
so
Uni.
basically 2 blocks in every direction from the venue will have it.
Yeah, that's rubbish. And then the rest
And
of
every
it...
hotel, every hotel, every public spot, every business, hospitals, they'll all have it, but none of the private infrastructure will get it.
Yeah. And they're going to introduce a little box, like at the ATMs where you put your money in. You like if you're a business, you wrap it up in a plastic bag.
It's called a bank.
Hey? Yeah, the bank. Yeah. Well, the trams are going to have one of those pull-out boxes where you're going to, everyone at each stop, you'll be able to put all your USBs into it, and then that will the trams will transfer your data to the next stop, and if you're there, you can take
it
one
works
out.
out cheaper than Pigeon.
Yeah, almost. But yeah, well, we spoke about that recently.
They did the Pigeon test again.
Yeah.
Not long ago.
Okay.
Well, they did it, but the same guys have been doing it every year for about 10 years now.
Right.
And I think they pick like 10 random locations around Australia.
Yeah.
Like to and from, that they're going to send this 2 gig of data. And for the first time ever this year, I think 1 out of the 10 locations actually beat the Pigeon.
Right. So I'll just looking that up. Actually, it's the. Is this it? Is it humorously intended to carry in homing pigeons? Yeah.
Oh, that's what they've called it. Yeah, IP over avian.
Yeah, IP over avian carriers. But yeah, so I think we spoke about that not too long ago. I must have been with Jace. But yeah, so the whole gist of it, if you didn't hear, was so it was a 2 gig data USB or something, and it was strapped to a pigeon.
Strap a thumb drive to a pigeon.
Yeah, and then at the same time, the upload started on an ADSL. Upload started on a cable, and then I think one was chucked into a car. and it was to see how fast that 2 gig could get to its destination. About, I don't know, was it 7K across town or something?
Yeah.
And the Pigeon Pigeon wins.
Australia's internet speed under the coalition's dropped from 30th to 60th in the world.
Yeah,
well,
but
that's rubbish.
it's not that our actual overall speed has probably increased. It's the fact that everybody else's creed exponentially faster.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's not that ours is actually top.
That was something interesting I saw with SkyMesh. You can get 100.
Yeah.
That's fast.
They use I think they use. I have to go back and reread it. I think they use a satellite piggyback to do that. So you get your 40 over the hard line, then you get another X amount over the satellite.
Also, there's a ISP in Melbourne called Spirit that does 200. The only one in Australia.
Wowzers.
I think it's only commercial. That one.
Well, probably.
No, it says you should be able to sign up for it, but it's only in Melbourne only.
But only in Melbourne, yeah.
But how much would that
Melbourne's
be?
fairly on the ball with that because back in 90, when was I working for Nucleus? 98, 99, I had 4 meg down, 2 meg up cable.
Yeah.
So, Melbourne's fairly advanced in that sort of thing, actually. It's quite surprising.
How much? So what's this? Let's see if we can find how much that is. Business
They got
fibre.
business, apartment, and student fibre.
Okay, the business is 1 gigabit, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. Is there any prices? We'll go business, find out more. See what's in there. What else is down there? Not much. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, there's your 200. The fibre optic cable.
Yeah, if you get the fibre.
Prices start from $2.95 a month with unlimited data.
But see, don't forget too that they're offering 200 meg doesn't mean you're going to get 200 meg because it's still going to hit the exchanges and slow down.
Yeah, true. Guess who I got a call from the other day? You'll never guess.
Mayor of
Eric.
Cronulla.
Cronulla. Woo. No, Ustream rang me. Can you believe that?
Not really.
Yes. Some,
Hi, we want to have your show broadcasting live.
You
We
haven't
love
used us
you
for
guys.
ages.
Come back.
I know, yeah. She goes, yeah, you've had an account for a little while, but you haven't used it for a little while. And I said, yeah, I know. She goes, why? And she goes, do you mind if I ask why? And blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, yeah, because like my upload is too slow. And therefore what was happening, it was buffering all the time for everyone watching it. Then every time it buffered, it would reload and they'd get the ad again. It was driving people insane. And and I said, yeah, but we don't have enough uploads. I said, I've got 2.5 and you guys probably want about 5 to, do a stable connection. And she said, yeah, we'd like to do about 5. I went, well, no one, that's probably I don't know what the NBN is, but I said, well, you got under 20% of people in Australia that can do probably 5 and over. It's just not happening. But anyway, I just said to her, and probably also because you haven't got any service down here. And she goes, and she also said that IBM have bought them out, apparently. So now IBM's controlling the Ustream, and they're going to put some servers down under next year.
Oh, that's good.
That might speed things up a bit.
So how does Ustream get your number? They just went to your tech website, Aussie Tech Heads, and go, oh yeah, there's Glenn.
No, well, I've got an account with
it's
them.
in the account.
Yeah, I must have put my phone number in.
Who puts their phone number in stuff like that?
And
Me?
apparently,
But
Well, I had a box there, and I thought, why not?
well, I
Maybe
trust
one
them.
day they'll ring me and say, why you're not using us anymore. Bingo.
Well, because I nearly wasn't going to answer it because it comes up on the phone from Singapore. I went, I don't know if I'm going to answer that. I thought, am I going to be able to understand them? And so I answered it, and that's who it was. So anyway, that was a little tidbit of information there. Let's move off NBN and internets and stuff. Let's find it, because I know Will's been doing something interesting. He tells me before the show his whole kit and caboodle production there he's got running is all solar powered. Monitors, computers, and whatnot. What's going on, Will? That sounds very intriguing.
Don't they have the grid out there where you live anymore?
well, only half the time. That's the problem. That's what made me do it. Because since I've been out here, we would probably average 2 or 3 brownouts a day and probably a blackout every 2 or 3 days.
No wonder your
and-
modem's not coping.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So I
You're
decided,
screwing up the
okay.
valves.
Well, I started off with, just running the modem and the headsets off.
That's what's done it.
Off just a battery, running it through a UPS, and I thought, as soon as I work with batteries and I have solar panels and I have everything I need, I'll see what's required to run my system off it. So I've got a 1 kilowatt solar system running through a voltage regulator through behind me here. You can actually see it over my if I go this way.
You only need 1 kilowatt to do your whole house?
You can see over my shoulder there, you can see there's an inverter and a solar regulator.
There's a lot of stuff over your shoulder.
And and they're feeding into, what have I got back there? 80, 160, 320 amp hours of batteries.
Everyone's telling me I need to get a minimum of 5 kilowatts, but you're doing it all off one.
No, I'm running my computer off one.
So how are you storing this? Because obviously it's night time, there's no sun out. So how are you...
have a Tesla Powerwall?
No, as I said, I've just got 360 amp hours of batteries sitting on the floor behind me there.
What car batteries?
Just deep cycles, nothing special, just cheap.
So how long's
batteries. They're actually just shitty ones from work that only half work. But
so we could lose you at any stage.
No, I've got a voltage monitor and stuff, and with one screen, if I do the maths on it, my computer draws 10 amps and each screen draws 4 amps. So if I've got 180 usable, because you only draw your battery bank down to half, so I've got 360 total, so I've got 180 usable. So if I just run my PC, I get 18 hours. If I run my PC in one screen, I get like 12 hours. If I run all 4 screens with my computer, I get like 4 hours.
Right.
So it's
still pretty good for free.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So it's running that. It's running my modem. It's running all my headsets. It does. I've got it hooked up to all the chargers for all the phones and the tablets and stuff like that.
So
that fan that you can see behind me, it's running that as well.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's talk cost then, Will. What's it cost? What's the solar panel cost?
So
how complicated to do it?
It's simple to do. Bear in mind that I've got a 900 watt inverter behind me, which is a little bit overkill for this, but the 900 watt inverter means if we get a blackout, I can plug the fridge and freezer into that and run them as well, which is the other reason I've got it.
Yeah, right.
If you just to do a similar setup to what I've got, the panels, you're looking at about $400 worth of solar panels. For the regulator, you're looking, depending on what regulator you buy, brands, types, blah, 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 anywhere from about, 250 upwards. And as usually, batteries, the inverters aren't too bad. A 300 watt inverter, which is all you need to run the PC, is, $100, $150, something like that.
Right. So
the big cost is the batteries. That's where your expense is.
Right.
Batteries, depending on the type, the size, the design, the style, the brand, the blah, 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 blah. You can, if you figure in about, as a rule, about $1 an amp hour for batteries. Right. So if you want 500 amp hours of batteries, it's going to cost you about $500.
So you just got car batteries? Is that what you got?
Well, they're deep cycle batteries, but they're lead acid, just old school lead acid batteries.
Right.
I'm not running gels or anything like that. Although you can, that's perfectly fine. I just happen to have these at home.
That's pretty good that you're running all that from what you've made today from the sun. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And the 1 kilowatt of panels is actually overkill. I could use half a kilowatt. The reason I went to 1 kilowatt is because on a cloudy day, it actually puts enough in to charge the batteries up. If I just stuck to my half kilowatt, which would work fine 90% of the time, but if I get 1 or 2 cloudy days, my batteries aren't charging. Whereas if I go the bigger amount of panels, they're still putting enough power in even on a cloudy day to charge my batteries up.
This reminds me of Minecraft, setting up the solar panels at work.
Yeah. The principles are surprisingly very similar.
This is where you learned it all, right?
So that's a 150 watt inverter, which is a little bit small, but a 300 watt inverter is not a lot bigger. If you just wanted to run your PC and a few things, that would be perfectly fine.
What about an aircon, Will? Can you run aircons from that?
Not on my system.
Aircons draw too much?
Aircon unit system about 10 times the size.
Yeah, right. But that's pretty cool.
Anything that heats and cools uses a ridiculous amount of... Anything that heats in particular uses a ridiculous amount of electricity.
And you also should tell us a bit. You were telling me the other day about your pickaxe that you're thinking of getting.
Yeah, I'm looking into running a pickaxe. For those who don't know, basically it's a microprocessor, fully programmable, very, very easy to use, very easy to program. It's all workflow programming. And the reason I want to do that is I want to build a solar tracker, because at the moment with the panels I've got, they're sitting flat on my roof of my house. So they're only actually getting sun for about 3 hours a day. So if I build a tracker to track the sun, I'll actually get pretty much full input on my panels for 6 or 8 hours a day, which means I can actually cut the size. I can either cut my panel size in half or double my battery bank for the same amount of resources, because I'm now tracking the sun and getting a much greater usage throughout the day.
Now,
so for the sake of a few bits and pieces to make a cheap solar tracker, realistically you could make one for under $100. It's going to handle a kilowatt system.
Right. I was just having trouble finding pickaxe. Oh, I was getting results.
PICAXE.
Yeah, I was just getting results from Minecraft. I was typing in PICK.
That's it. So that's Blockly there that you can make your programming with. Just plug blocks of code into each other.
So in other words, you start it, then you go, if detector 1 is stronger than detector 2, move west. If detector 2 is stronger than detector 1, move east. It's very simple to do, very simple to set up. You literally can program it with serial cable and with 2 wires, a positive, a negative, and a ground, so 3 wires.
Right.
You can program it at home. It's literally a little PIC processor, like a micro processor.
So if you're interested in that, go and have a look at pickaxe, PICAXE.com.
Very cheap way to get into really. I mean, there's Arduinos, there's Raspberry Pis, there's all this other stuff for doing it. There's still the AT88 clock chips which people use, but I mean, pickaxe has been around for a long time. It's a very underutilized resource, I think, because it came about the time all these other, Arduinos and stuff started taking off, which are hugely more versatile. But for nice, simple, basic, easy to do programming, I think it's still very hard to go past something like that.
Yeah. So what you'd be recommending that over a Raspberry Pi? Say.
Depends on your project.
Yeah, they're different things for different applications. I mean, the thing is, you can buy a pickaxe for I think it's $6, and you can start programming a microcontroller. You know, and it will do it is a very basic clock chip. It will do a one after the other process, but it will do it basically, and it has 8 outputs or 6 outputs and 2 inputs.
You can make your Christmas lights follow each other around.
Yeah, you can do a lot of basic stuff with it, and it's really cool what you can do. But the thing is, you will outgrow it once you get into advanced programming. But the thing is, you now know which direction you want to go. Do I want to go a Raspberry Pi? Do I want to go a Banana? Do I want to go a Pi Plus? Do I want to go a Mini? Do I want to go Arduino, a Mega, a Duo? You're going to know the limits of these processes and the limits of what all this stuff can do. So then you know what the next logical step is, rather than going, hey, I want to build this, and the internet tells me I have to do it this way.
Right.
Well, yeah, but everybody else has done that. You can do that. What's the point?
Yeah.
If you're going to enjoy electronics and enjoy getting into it and enjoy doing it, half of the enjoyment is figuring out how to do it. I mean, sure, use guides, use tutorials, use the information available, but there's no point copying somebody, because then if you just need something to function and work and it's done, okay, fine. But if you want to build something and enjoy what you're actually doing, the half of that is making that process work. How you make that process work is the other half of the challenge. Do I use pure analog? Do I go, okay, I'm not going to use any, and actually I think this is the way I'm now going to go. Do I go pure analog and not use any control circuitry at all and just use, in my case, I'm going to literally use these smaller solar panels, and they will be mounted on the corners of the panel, and they will directly run the actuators off themselves, and one will be wired one way and one will be wired the other way, so they'll just counteract each other, and there won't be any processes at all involved.
Yeah, well, there you go. How good's that? I'm not into that sort of stuff, but I was when I was a kid. I'd probably, if I had time, I'd probably get back into it. Like everything.
I had one of those
where do you get time, Will?
That you make 24 different things out of all the different components and stuff.
Where do you get your time, Will? You're busy boy.
But
That's why he's not doing podcasts anymore.
That's right.
Well, to give you an idea, it's taken me like a month just to come up with the idea of getting in my head how the track is going to work. So I just don't have time to do it. But what it does mean, I'll show you. You know, okay, this is the inside of a new solar controller. But this is what a cheaper variant, but still a new one, looks like. The thing is, if the average person just sort of looks at that, you don't know anything at all about what's in there.
No.
If you spend a couple of hours, play with it, and get to understand what's happening in there, then you realise that the componentry in here can be used for other things. And not so much in the case of this, but there is some situations where you can buy, say, a classic example is these little crappy little, $1 solar lights.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got integrated circuits, and they've got circuitry in them that actually costs you more to buy the circuitry.
Yeah, right.
Componentry off that circuit than it does to buy the entire light. So you get a solar panel, you get an LED, you get the battery, you get the transistors, you get everything on that board for like 60 cents or whatever it costs. To actually buy all the parts is like $4.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, if you understand that everything in here works out cheaper to buy it this way, then you just go and buy a box of these.
And pull them
Reminds
apart.
me back when LED lights used to be expensive to buy individually, and everyone's like, just buy a string of Christmas lights, chop all the LEDs off, and there you go, you can use it.
Exactly.
Cheap and simple.
Exactly the same. Well, these are actually color changers. These have got the little color changer, what they call
Like
straw
Philips
hat.
Hue.
They got straw hat bulbs in them, and they're still relatively expensive to buy. Just so as the color changing, they've got a little micro chip on them, and they just roll through the red, green, blue, and all the rainbow colors in between by themselves, and that's quite expensive to buy outright. So there is method in having a basic understanding of things. For example, why things, when it hits 45 degrees inside, why do things refuse to work, and why do things overheat, and why do power packs for laptops try to catch on fire? And you go, well, it's because they're in a sealed unit and they're producing a whole heap of power. That's
And mobile phones, thanks Samsung.
Yeah, well, actually, that brings me to a story I had, actually.
Oh, go, please.
Nice segue, Jace.
The 5 biggest tech blunders that occurred this year. So, of course, the number one that everybody can't shut up about, regardless of all the iPhone problems they've had, the Galaxy Note 7. A minor issue of them exploding.
Just a minor issue.
I mean,
And now they're going to force a rollout that the phone's only going to work when it's plugged into electricity.
Yeah, they're going to block it. And
Which is when they were blowing up, when they plugged into the electricity.
what a lot of people don't understand too is that they're cracking the shit saying, oh, but that they're basically hacking into my phone and it's my phone and they can't tell me what to do with it. Well,
No.
yeah, it's your phone. You can do whatever you want with it, but you don't own the operating system and you don't own all the proprietary software on there. Guess who owns that?
Well, yeah, that's
And
right.
if they want to put a block on it, they can. Apple's done it. Microsoft's done it.
But I suppose what they're saying is if it was like something that they couldn't retrieve, or how can I put this? Like say, they're able to change it against your will, but should they be able to if you don't want them to? Like you've bought it, like you buy a book, you can't.
Have not bought the software.
But you've bought the book. You don't want the publisher to come and rip a couple of pages out when he realises that they might be defamatory or something.
No, they just pull the book off the market.
But you've already got the book.
But, yeah. They try and buy them back. It happens. That's why there's some of the books are very, very hard to find because they've bought them back.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, with the phone, you don't own the software. You own the hardware. You've bought the hardware. You own that, and actually, if you're on a plan, the telco still owns it anyway. But you own the hardware. The software is owned by Google and by Samsung and by all the other proprietary operators. It's no different than, let's go back 20 years ago to when Microsoft decided Netscape was no longer going to work on Windows.
Yeah.
It was a bug that they introduced into Windows, but there's nothing you could do about it. There's nothing anyone could do about it because you didn't actually own the intellectual property. You owned the stuff like the desktop and what involves, but you didn't actually own the intellectual property that is the software.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's right.
The thing, I mean, Apple's done it as well. Apple forces updates upon you, and you don't have any control. You can't say, no, I can't do it. You
No.
can for a while, but eventually they go, no, too bad, you've got to put it on.
Samsung don't want people suing them when it catches fire when they told you don't use it when it catches fire. So it's the
Yeah.
only way to
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
doing
I
it. They give you
suppose.
a free phone when you take it back. Get a free different phone.
Look,
Well,
I
that's
sup-
the thing. They're not like they're saying you're out of pocket. They're going to replace it. They're going to go out of their way. I've heard of cases where people have got the latest Galaxies and they've got the VR set, then they've got all this other stuff to go with it just to keep them happy, you know.
yeah.
But having said that, even having said that, look, the incident rate was incredibly low. It was something like 0.5% or something was actually an issue.
But look, at the end of the day, Samsung couldn't give two hoots if you blew yourself up or not. They've provided the patch. If you keep your
That's
phone
right.
off and turn it off and on before... Remember, it's like the old days with your Foxtel, with the gold cards they used to have going around. You get your free Foxtel. You used to take it out at night so the little spike didn't get it and fry the card.
Yeah.
So,
Or you just didn't plug the phone line in, and you would never have to pay for your movies.
yeah.
You'd plug the phone line in and order the movie, and the second it approved it, you'd pull the phone line out, and it never had time to authorize it, so you never had to pay for it.
It's like
Apparently.
that pirated version of Windows that you used to put on your machine, you know? You unhook it from the internet, you do a couple of quick code things, you plug it back into the internet, cracked, and then, it's cracked. And then Microsoft keep pushing the things out, and whether or not it gets it, who knows. But look, there's another story that was up through the week, I don't know, about
Hang on, wait your bloody turn, Forrest. I
Yeah.
did say there was 5, remember?
Oh, sorry, Will. Okay. Next one.
Ah, gee, just because you want to go to bed.
I know. I got PCs to fix.
Okay. Okay, the second one was the census drama.
Oh, yeah.
People were quick to vent frustration online, although the Bureau assured that 2 million Australians who completed the census before the site was shut down that their data was safe. Although they have no record of it because they still insist that we didn't fill it out despite us sending screenshots that we did.
That was
so,
IBM
that
too, wasn't it? Got the blame for that?
Yeah, in a roundabout kind
Didn't
of
they
way.
just buy Ustream?
No, in the wake of the incident, the Australian Bureau of Statistics blamed foreign hackers.
Oh, yeah, but it was the system that wasn't tested correctly. Like, as soon as you plug something into the internet, it's going to get hacked. You got to have a defense. You can't.
According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, it was foreign hackers who subsequently distributed four sequential denial of service attacks at the same time. How can you have 4 sequential service attacks at the same time? Are they sequential or at the same time?
According to the guy who was going to lose his job if it wasn't a hack, said
Yeah, that's right.
that it was a hack.
So yeah, there's that one. Then of course there's Donglegate, who everybody remembers. Everybody what happens with Donglegate there when they decided to take the earphones off
Off iPhone 7.
off the phones.
That is the funniest video. If people haven't seen that video, it's on the Aussie Tech Heads Facebook page. It's in a foreign language with subtitles. Read the subtitle. It's the funniest video I've seen this year. It is dead set. I'm laughing now. Will's playing it. It is dead set. The funniest thing I've seen.
Have you actually seen the original to this video?
Yeah, Warlock
Before-
sent it to me. Yes.
Yeah, he's actually telling a story of one. He's been
Wasn't that
unemployed
funny?
for 65 years or something, and he's telling the story of this one job he actually had. And
Wasn't that funny?
The chef told him to wash the plates by tying them up and putting them down at the beach so that the waves would wash over them and come back in the morning and the plates will be clean, and they all washed out to sea except for one he found down near the lighthouse.
It's great.
It is funny. Look, it's on the site. You'll see what's an old 80s like video. The guy's in a red sweater. It's no teeth. It's just it's very funny. Very, very funny.
There's that one, and the other one you've got to watch if you are watching these old nostalgic videos is the. I think you can type in something like news show and squeaky voice man or something like that, and you'll get this other one where it's just hilarious as well. But I mean, of course, this leads up to the actual story, which was Apple removed all its MacBook Pro legacy ports except the headphone jack, and then on the iPhones they took off the headphone jack and gave you this other thing. You got to have dongles to wear these things in your ears and I don't know, lose them and spend a lot of money. So there was actually a serious story to that, but I can't remember it. I just remember that video from the whole thing.
Yeah.
There was number 4 is the GoPro Karma. Now I never covered this because I never had time in the few shows I was on this year.
Both of them.
GoPro basically released its own quadcopter in Australia, and it was called the GoPro Karma. Not Karma. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
What was it?
I can't find it.
GoPro.
Something. Carmen. That's it. I think.
How do you spell
Something
it?
like that, anyway. I can't remember. I'm trying to find the actual thing. I can't find what the product was called. But basically, it's Karma. Karma.
Yep.
But I mean, there was massive lines up for this thing. People wanted it. They just had to have it regardless. It was, $1,200 without a camera, or $1,700 with the new GoPro attached, which meant you got a new GoPro as well. So it's not that bad because that's what you'd pay for the GoPro. You'd pay $500 just for the camera anyway. But they had a slight issue where they just fall out of the sky.
What happened?
They'd just fall out of the sky. They'd be just happily flying along, recording video, then they'd fall out of the sky.
Oh. Well, that's got to be no good.
They recalled it. I think it's since been re-released because I've seen it in Harvey Norman again the other day when I went there. They were offering free GoPro Hero 5s as compensation. You're getting like 4 GoPro Hero 5s.
Right.
If you, but I think they've re-released it because I saw it the other day.
More than a drone.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
That's
Hang on.
pretty cool.
Did you see that video recently where these guys made a giant quadcopter that could lift you off the ground?
Yeah, that was nuts.
Wow, that must have been a big copter.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it pulled a guy along who was riding a snowboard behind it, holding onto a rope, and then they took it up a mountain, and it lifted him off the top of the mountain, and he went up like 20 feet in the air or something.
Wow.
That was pretty neat. I mean, this thing, 20-minute flight time, 54 kilometers an hour is pretty high spec. It meets all the legislations for private, so it's undersized, underweight, so they can't ping you for making up stuff that they tend to make up.
So what number was that,
That's
Will?
right, Casey Neistat. Man, I can't stand him. Sorry, what?
What number was that? What number?
4 or 5. So number 5.
Is this the number 5 the biggest or the least biggest failure, according to this?
Number 1 would be the biggest failure.
Number 1's the biggest failure.
Oh yeah.
I just sent Glenn a link in the chat for the quadcopter that lifts the guy off the mountain.
Oh, well, let's have a look.
Unfortunately, it's Casey, and I can't stand him. I don't know what. Yeah, look.
I haven't heard of him.
If you've ever, all he does is blogs. That's all he does. He does a blog a day. He's got I don't know, 20 million subscribers or something, and all he does is a blog a day.
Kind of like PewDiePie.
Oh, he doesn't do anything. I mean, no, he's far more intelligent. But I don't know what he actually does. I've watched a dozen or so of his videos just to see if I can figure out, but I can't figure out what he does. It's just like he just seems to just do these blogs. I don't know. It's really weird.
Now, I got a picture of this guy getting thrown out of the whatever Jason just sent me. Oh, too loud. Oh, so there comes the quadcopter.
Move along a bit. Go to like halfway or something. Yeah. Jump ahead. Here it goes. It's taken off.
Got a lot of viewers.
Yep.
Oh,
Now
geez,
it's
there he
pulling
goes. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Dressed as a Santa Claus.
In about the last 30 seconds of the video, you see it take off with him flying over the mountain.
Wow, it looks like a real... So, oh, yeah, 1, 2... What was it? About an octocopter. About 8 little... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. Here he goes.
Takes a couple of people to pull it out of the truck and lift it and carry it.
Oh, right, so it's quite a unit then.
Yep.
I wonder, do they say how fast he gets going?
I can scroll down and look.
I
Quick
can't.
enough to snowboard, obviously.
16 rotor machine.
It's a drone. It's really a drone.
Okay, so it's twin rotors.
So I can just
Like-
fast forward a bit here. Is he up in the air there? I think he might be going about there. Well, there he goes.
There he goes. Mary Poppins.
Jeez, you wouldn't want
Sherry.
to run out of juice. He's high.
Don't let go. Don't let go.
Sherry Bobbins, thank you.
Yeah, he's up there high. Is he there? That's pretty cool. That's good.
Yep. This
Now
is
that-
where he goes off the mountain.
Oh, jeez, he's a daredevil, isn't he? Here he goes. So he's skiing along. The copter's pulling him along. And what, he's just going to ski off a cliff. Is that what he's doing?
Ski off the side of the mountain, yeah.
Oh, here he goes. Oh, there he goes. Wow.
Didn't you hear his last words? I forgot to charge the battery.
Wow, that's good. So look, if you want to have a look at that video, I'll tell you what to search for on YouTube. It is
Just search for Casey Neistat.
yep, or
unfortunately.
human flying drone, and Will's friend Casey Neistat,
Best mate.
CASEY,
Highly recommended by Will.
CASEY NEISTAT.
Yeah.
Is he as bad as listening to Jessica Chobot? She drives me.
There's obviously a reason he's so popular, and I just can't figure out what it is. I've watched quite a few of his videos, and all I can, like, all he does is rides around on booster boards and flies quadcopters. Like, I don't understand.
Who understands people on the internet? We do shows that people don't watch on YouTube, and then you did a 5-minute video about your car's exhaust or something, and it got
Yeah.
1 million views.
Oh, speaking of which, I got another check just yesterday. I got another $100 check from YouTube.
Nice.
That's
So
all right.
I'm averaging
Wait.
about one a year now.
They shut down my account and won't let me reopen it again, so I can't get any monies, even though my videos are popular.
Like, I'll give you an idea of this, of just the people that want. There's one I just saw here somewhere had 28 million views, and the video is called like, the day I drowned my camera or something.
Yeah, right. Oh, some
just
of
lost a
these YouTube videos get massive views, don't they? Massive views.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. And
Put your GoPro in the bottom of your fish pond and film it for a couple of hours, and then put it on YouTube. And
Well, people put them under their pontoons and stuff, don't they? Putting crab pots and everything.
hey, look, 28 million views. The $21,000 first-class airplane seat. So basically, he wanted to fly somewhere. He couldn't be bothered flying business class. He forked out 21 grand to fly first class, recorded it, and got 28 million views for the privilege, which would have more than covered the $21,000 plane ticket anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
think you found the secret what to do.
Look, 9 million views. The $12 McDonald's burger.
It's crazy.
Snowboarding with the New York Police Department. 15 million.
How much did you get for the McDonald's burger video you did?
Yeah, it's just like,
Here's
So-
Will eating a burger.
yeah.
So, Jace, have you finished? Sorry, Will, have you finished your top 5?
No, he's done
yeah.
3, I think.
Yeah, no, the last one was just was specifically the iPhone 7 in general.
Oh, yeah.
Was just an overall failure.
Yeah, but like,
Basically,
it did come to my attention that because one of our listeners bought an iPhone 7, he got in contact with me, and he said, yes, there is no headphone jack, but to plug in the normal 3.5-inch mil plug, yes, you do need a dongle, but the headphones that come with it are Lightning headphones, so it still plugs into the bottom anyway. But you can't charge it at the same time. That was the issue.
that's right. Yeah, you can't do two things at once. Now, you can't actually watch, say, YouTube videos for more than 12 minutes before your phone goes flat and charge it.
Oh, you just give that little jibe in there every chance you get, don't you, Will?
For an example, I'm just reading what it says in front of me.
12
For example,
minutes.
the jet black, okay, 14. The jet black iPhone 7 suffers from low casing production yield at a rate of 60% failure. So those aluminium castings, 60% of those are being recycled and recast because they've failed.
Yeah.
So a
Crap,
normal
rubbish.
company at a 60% failure rate would go, hey, let's redesign this. Apple goes, hey, let's charge the customer more for this because it's a rare phone.
Well, yeah, why not? Now, Jace, did you want to discuss anything this week?
Just one thing to make Eric happy.
I'm sure.
What do you reckon? According to
I
comments
thought you were
made
going to
by
be serious. Yeah.
According to comments made by Tim Cook on an internal Apple online employee message board, which was obtained and verified by TechCrunch, the company is aware customers have been wondering about the apparent neglect of the desktop computer. Tim Cook says the desktop computer is very strategic for us. It's unique compared to the notebook because you can pack a lot more performance in the desktop, the larger screens, the most memory and storage, greater variety of I/O, and faster performance. So there are many different reasons why desktops are really important and in some cases critical to people. The current generation iMac is the best desktop we've ever made, and its beautiful Retina 5K display is the best desktop display in the world. Some folks in the media have raised a question about whether we're committed to desktops. If there's any doubt about that with our teams, let me be very clear. We have great desktops on our roadmap. Nobody should worry about that.
Come on.
Jamie Yorkie Peterson. Don't you worry about that. Bye, Jingos.
So they put the desktops on the roadmap. So what they're saying is that the desktops are powering their self-driving cars.
Yes, that's right. Desktops, Mac desktops.
But the thing is, like, their MacBooks, their MacBooks are so powerful that realistically, they could effectively just take a MacBook, shove it into the back of an iMac case, and have the external peripherals that plug in, like the monitor and everything that plugs into it. And they've effectively got a high-end desktop anyway. They don't need to do a lot. Like, they've got most of the hardware there. All they need to do is tweak it for desktop, put a decent graphics card and stuff and tweak it for desktop applications. In terms of their processing and everything like that, they literally can just pull the guts out of their, and make their PCs super, super thin.
I really want to get a Microsoft Pro Studio.
They look good, don't they?
I actually, I was playing with one of those the other day. One of my reps, using one now, and as far as given that I'm not a fan of Microsoft or anything Microsoft does, they're actually not a bad thing to play with.
Sweet, right?
I don't know if I'd own one purely because I can't see myself using it.
It's not a power device, but it's
not that. But I can't see myself using it for the purpose it was intended to be used for. But I can certainly see why people would use it, and I can certainly appreciate that it definitely has a place, and it definitely does fill that gap. Like it's a really nice unit to use.
So what's it called? The Surface Studio.
Surface Pro Studio, yep.
Surface Pro Studio, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big 28-inch touchscreen.
Yeah, our reps are using them now for their promotional stuff.
Yeah, nice.
It's got a little base. It goes from straight up and down to 20-degree angle. Microsoft said so you don't put your coffee cup on it and break it. Yeah. It's in the base. It's got like laptop components and a slow hard drive was the only problem in the back of the screen. But Father Balasare from the Twit network took out the hard drive, SATA 2 slow one, and put in a SATA 3, and it screams now. It's like awesome machine.
But it's not slow. Like it's not noticeably slow. It's certainly for everything we did with it, you wouldn't know that it was slow. Like it feels.
Yeah, you wouldn't
slow.
edit videos or photos with it.
No. But you wouldn't do that anyway. The system itself's not powerful enough for that.
Yeah.
Just watching.
No, I mean it would be, but
just watching the video of how they maneuver in the screen. It's awesome, isn't it?
I mean, it's basically, you can almost use it as a replacement to the old architect's table, whatever they call that.
Yeah, and it's got it's great for graphic designers and artists and stuff, and it's got a pen that works with the screen, and the sides are magnetic, so your pen can just clip on there. And any page like you come up with, like a web page or something, you can press a button on there, and it'll take a snapshot, turn it into an image, and then you can draw on it and say, say somebody was a customer of Glenn's, and he had somebody who did websites for him, and could say, oh, okay, so snapshot, this bit over here, we want that over there, make this bit bigger like this, and that word's wrong, take that out. And you could just do a screenshot and then print it out and say, here's what we want changed.
And you can flick it across to the other, whatever they call them, whatever Microsoft calls their Connect devices.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Looks really good. They're probably, what are they, about $4,000 or something? I don't know.
Yes.
They're not cheap. I know that.
No,
I know that the rep who had it, because he does all their marketing and advertising and stuff. And I went around to pick up some batteries from their warehouse, and I saw him with them like give me a go. He's like, you can't touch them. I don't care. Give me a go. I had a plan at it, standing over my shoulder, making sure I didn't break it or anything like that.
You should have said you were going to plug it into your solar powered outlet.
Screen goes up, screen goes down, screen goes up, screen goes down. Like, stop that.
He'd be loving life. Yes. Well, I don't know if I don't have any more stories. Except that's what I wanted to mention is remember last week the court decision to get ISPs to ban the Pirate Bay and all these torrent sites. Yep. So apparently they did ban them, but they didn't ban them.
Everyone got a VPN.
Yeah, but I think didn't they just ban them at the DNS level or whatever, however you want to explain that?
They literally banned the domain name, so they banned piratebay.net.
Yes.
That's it. They didn't ban any of the redirects. They didn't ban any of the IP addresses. They didn't ban any of the other known ones as known as. So you just can't go to piratebay.net or .com or whatever it was. You can go to every other variant of it.
And apparently, like the easiest way around it was just change your DNS servers from Telstra to Google and bang.
Which most people who are going to Pirate Bay probably already have done anyway.
8.8.8.8.
Yep.
They're the ones.
You want to hear something hilarious, though?
Yes.
Nokia announced today that it's filed action against Apple in US and German courts, claiming Apple has violated Nokia's patents.
Right.
Nokia is probably best remembered by most consumers now as the company behind the phones that had batteries that seemed to last forever and were able to do almost anything so long as your definition anything was sending texts and playing Snake. But as it points out in the statement, Nokia owns tens of thousands of technology patents used in smartphones, tablets, and computers, with many coming through acquisitions of NSN in 2013 and Alcatel-Lucent this year. Nokia's head of patent business said in the statement, after several years of negotiations trying to reach agreement to cover Apple's use of these patents, we are now taking action to defend our rights. The claim covers 32 patents in areas of software, user interface, antenna, chipsets, and video coding. Nokia has failed the claim in 3 regional courts in Germany and a district court in Texas and said it will be filing claims in further jurisdictions. Apple has issued a statement to American media. Unfortunately, Nokia has refused to license their patents on a fair basis and is now using tactics of a patent troll to attempt to extort money from Apple by applying a royalty rate to Apple's own inventions they had nothing to do with. We are standing up for inventors everywhere by fighting this flagrant anti-competitive practice.
Yeah, because
Will will have a very big laugh at that.
Yeah.
I read that one just for your benefit.
What I find funny about the whole thing, though, is that isn't Nokia effectively Microsoft at this point?
I think so.
Microsoft sold out most of their Nokia stuff, I think, except for the name.
Oh, did they? Oh, they just kept the name. Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah. So, because I mean,
the next one's coming out, the Nokia Android phone.
I guess they're kind of right in their argument, though, because the patent only exists while the product is active. If they're no longer actively developing or using that product, the patent doesn't really stand. So
Could have a limitation.
they probably, aren't far off the mark, to be honest, with saying, look, they're not unfairly licensing this because a lot of the stuff they haven't actively used in a long time.
But I thought
Nokia's got to get money somehow, haven't they?
Yeah, speaking of Nokia,
well, they're finished. They're gone.
You're saying before when they just basically removed the battery meter to say, hey, you don't know how much batteries you've got left. Kind of reminds me of the old days when you had an analog phone. Hey, look, 99%. Oh, flat.
No, that's what happens now. That's what happens now with the iPhones.
Yeah.
I had an old Ericsson brick phone, and you could sit there and you take it off the charge, and you're 100%, you'd make a call, and you're 98%, you got to make a call, and it'd go flat. Change the battery, put another battery in, 99%, make a call, spend 3 seconds on the phone,
Flat.
yeah.
Oh. If only you could have hooked it up to solar power back then. It would have been wonderful.
Well, you could have if you're smart.
Wear a little solar panel on your head. Like
That's right.
Phone.
Hey, I had a solar powered hat.
Hang on. The sun's moved west a bit. Hang on. Okay.
There's actually a picture, if you look on Google Images, there's a picture of a guy with an iPhone or an Android phone with a solar panel on his hat, and he's standing in the sun talking on his phone, and you see the bottom of the solar panel is plugged into his phone.
Right, then let's see if I can find that image.
Just talking about Pirate Bay.
You, isn't it?
If you go to the actual Pirate Bay, you can see it doesn't work. But if you go to the Pirate Bay proxylist.org,
Pirate.trade.
Yeah, there's a
Pirate
whole
Click.
What is it?
Yep.
Pirate Bay.
the piratebay-proxylist.org.
Let's see.
You can see
Bay
there
dot TV.
is a list of all these other ones that work. Like there's one for Australia. Pirateproxy.yt is fast. Let's see.
The Pirate Bay. Yep. Sorry. Go again. The Pirate Bay
Ooh, they've caught
Dash
onto that
proxies.
proxy.
one. Proxylist.org.
Pirate Bay-proxylist.org.
So what's here? Oh, okay, right.
Other pirate bays you could click to.
So now I think I'm with. Let me just check my DNSs, and I'll see where mine pointing to.
Yeah, mine's pointing to Telstra, so they're all blocked for me.
So mine's pointing to at the
So I haven't
moment.
bothered to change it.
Yeah, they are going to Telstra. So this is let's go to the Pirate Bay. What is it? Just piratebay.org. Is that what they're blocking?
.net or .org or
Well, let's
something.
try
Well,
that.
for me, most of those links don't work for me now. They work from work because I've changed it to Google, but they don't work from home.
But what happens? You just get a blank screen.
It says Australia has blocked this something or other.
Oh, I just got a blank screen. The piratebay.org. Content denied.
Yeah.
Access to this website has been disabled by an order of the Federal Court of Australia because it infringes or facilitates the infringement of copyright.
I can
1-800
get to
086.
pirate.trade. That one works for me.
Who's that phone number? Who's on the end of that phone number?
I don't know. I was about to say I should ring it and see if
I'm going to ring it.
goes.
Hang on, let me find it. Let me
Malcolm Turnbull.
Yeah, it's a private home line to the guy who decided to do it.
086. I'm going to ring it. So let's see what happens. 346. Let's see who it is. Hang on.
UKpirate.click works for
The
me.
message you have received denying access to a website is not a Telstra issue or fault. Access to this website has been
I blame
disabled
Telstra.
by an order of the Federal Court of Australia under Section 115A of the Copyright Act 1968 because it infringes or facilitates the infringement of copyright.
Why couldn't they put that on a web page? They hung up.
Because it'll be different with every provider that you use, because that's specific to your provider. So if you're with Telstra, you'll get that. If you're with TPG, you'll get their number.
Right.
That's because every provider who's agreed to do it is.
There's
using
at least half a dozen of these that work fine for me.
So let's go fastpiratebay.co.uk.
I haven't changed mine. I'm still
The
using
one that
it.
worked for me was piratebay.trade.
So what's this? The owner of the Pirate Bay configured their website improperly. Oh, I don't want to go crazy.
That's just a bad link.
Pirate.trade, the second one on the list, works for me.
Let's have a look. No, that one works.
There you go.
Unblocked. What is it?
Good work, Australian government.
Unblocked.
You're on the
ball.
Day.
Didn't they try this a couple of years ago and ended up shutting down half the internet?
Congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
spam.
have been
The
selected today
pirates
to
are
receive
screwed
a free
now.
iPhone 7,
Hang on.
PlayStation
I've got a
4,
spam ad.
Samsung Galaxy
Don't go to those
S6.
sites unless you've got
Please
ad block.
click OK.
There we go.
It's your own fault at this point.
Oh,
What
no.
to do?
All right, let's see if we can get the Christmas
I
special
just
early.
love the fact they're using a law from 1963. That's great.
Aussie Tech Heads
68.
does not condone the use of the Pirate Bay to download and watch videos.
Yes, we do. Especially if it's Linux ISOs.
ISOs, yeah.
Ooh, look.
It was funny because when I was doing searches for best Australian NBN, and somebody's like, "Yeah, some of these have got small quotas, and my Linux ISOs use up all of my bandwidth very quickly." I'm like, "Yeah, you're not using Linux ISOs."
Well, it's kind of true, actually. I had to download Linux to put on my my media center, and it was 2.5 gig or something.
Yep.
I set up a
I'm like,
little virtual of Lubuntu. You heard of that? The light Ubuntu or something?
Yeah,
Lubuntu?
that's what I'm running. That's what I'm running on my media center.
All right. Well, look, we better
None of them are blocked for
going.
me at all.
They're what not
Yeah.
working?
Yeah, this quick 15-minute shows get
They're
longer too.
great, aren't they? All right. So, are you out, Will? You got anything? Because you haven't been here for a while, so we'll give you a...
Just quickly, Twitter's launching a Periscope-style live streaming video in the native Twitter app.
Right.
So everybody with a Twitter account can now become their own television network with the ability to stream live to all their Twitter followers. So
Nice.
there's something else to look at. The addition of the features, basically like Periscope, directly into the iOS and Android app is set to cause uptake in live streaming. If you're viewing a broadcast, you'll be able to comment and heart the participant in the broadcast right from within Twitter. If you also be able to go live and broadcast yourself right within Twitter without the need of the Periscope app. So look, okay, they've basically merged Periscope into Twitter by the looks of it.
I don't know who's going to broadcast through Twitter.
Well, I don't know. There's people who've got a lot of followers. I mean, if it's... Then again, what's the difference between if you use Twitter or Facebook, I suppose?
Yeah,
We've
we'll
already
try.
got YouTubes and Ustreams. And
I've got enough.
all this sort of stuff.
want,
Everyone's already got their accounts established there for video.
I just want something that works, pretty much.
I just want to know if it'll be limited to like 250 seconds or less.
When I get the Sky meshes, I'll start live streaming for you. I have to get OBS or something going, right?
Yeah, that's Bitbuster is the easiest for now. OBS, if you want to stream to Facebook at the moment, OBS is the easiest way of doing it.
All right.
Now, I've done a Christmas card, a video. It's on it's on our Facebook page, so go and have a look at it if you like Christmas cards. Little Christmas video.
I was actually about to do that before, but I ran out of time. I was going to have a look at that.
Yeah, it's funny. All right. So, well, speaking of Doctor Who, don't forget the Doctor Who Christmas special on Boxing Day in selected cinemas. I don't
An
think
Attack of the Daleks or something too, isn't it?
No, in the Return of Doctor Mysterio or something.
Yeah, that one plus one of the recovered ones they're going to broadcast on ABC iView as well.
Oh, right. I didn't hear about that. It'd have to be Enemy of the World because the Web of Fear is not complete still. I think it's still missing episode 4 or something. So surely the ABC's not going to broadcast just a bunch of stills. Surely. But you never know.
It's ABC. They'll broadcast a fish in a
Turd
tank
in a box.
ABC is excited to announce Doctor Who Christmas special, The Return of Dr. Mysterio, and the animated series Doctor Who, The Power of the Daleks.
That one.
Fast track to ABC iView on Boxing Day morning, immediately after the BBC's broadcast of the special. Plus, Return of Dr. Mysterio will screen on ABC and ABC Me at 7:30 p.m.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, I think the Power of the Daleks, that's the first story of the second Doctor. And it's animated. It's probably one of the better animated ones that they've done. So it's not too bad. It's the original soundtrack. I think we explained all this the other week, didn't we?
Yep.
So yeah, that's how it works. All right, cool.
They're battling the Daleks on planet Vulcan.
And the Doctor's newly regenerated, and as with
Live
all
long and prosper.
with generations, he's a bit scatty. So it takes a while to get into his own skin. All right, let's get out of here. All right, thanks, Jace. Thanks, Will. Good to see you, Will. It's
See you later.
been too long. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it has. So, what, are you coming back?
I hope so.
Yeah, good.
It's all time dependent, of course, but yeah, if I can get the time, I definitely enjoy it. It's just
How's Cam going?
Just been absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and of course this week too. That was the other thing I was going to say. I'm going to Cam was getting a bit chesty, so we decided we're going to take him to hospital on 4 o'clock Saturday morning, and we just got out of town and we hit a roo. So got the X-Trail off and
no good.
all that stuff. Had to have a hire car, but the funny thing was, by the time I got home, Facebook says, share your memories from this time last year. And then this time last year was the day we picked up the X-Trail, it got written off.
No good.
Keep away from X-Trails. They're dangerous like Samsung Galaxy phones.
No driving on like the whatever it was, the 17th of December. That's it. We're just staying home from now on.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. All right, good stuff.
So-
Okay, thanks, Jace. Thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas
You're
to
out.
you.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, y'all.
And thanks, Will. Merry Christmas to you and your family and Cam and whatever. And hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, we'll do it all again next year.
Yeah.
Are we doing a show next week?
No, I don't think so. I don't think next week will be a goer.
So this is the last show for the year then?
It is. Yes. Happy New Year as well. Yes.
That's it.
Because look, I sat down. I think I sent a message to Jace before the show, and she said, "There's not much going on tonight, is there, or this week in news?" And as you
Yeah,
can
we
probably
won't have anything to talk about.
no, it's as you can probably tell, if you've made it this far through the show, we haven't really talked about too much, but we've filled in an hour and a bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just a bit of a waffle. But yeah, next week, look, who knows? Christmas week, we got visitors and blah, blah, blah. So it looks like we might try for, I think it's around the 5th of January.
So,
Is
of
it
course, you
Thursday?
picked the only week where I don't have anything planned.
Oh. Oh, well, there you go. That's our life.
You're not planning
is.
on hitting any roos this week.
No,
That's right.
no. All right, so okay, everyone, that's it for this year. Yeah, so Merry Christmas. Thanks for all the messages on the Facebook wishing us Merry Christmas and congratulations and all that for the show. Blah blah blah. It's very much appreciated and very welcome. And I hope you like my Christmas card. So until next year, we'll hopefully be heard by you all then as well. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas! Ho, 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 ho!
Bye bye.
So yeah.